You weren't supposed to be here tonight. The radio snaps alive, sharp and urgent. A voice you don't recognize is trying to stay calm, but you hear it slipping. A pilot is down. Deep inside territory no one wants to enter, no safe route, no backup close enough. And somehow, it's your problem now. The helicopter cuts through the night like a blade. No lights, no horizon. Just endless black pressing against the glass. You sit there in silence, feeling the weight of your gear pulling down on your shoulders like gravity is stronger tonight. 80 pounds on your back. Tools meant to keep someone alive. A rifle across your chest. Cold. Familiar. You haven't slept in over 30 hours. Doesn't matter. It never does. The crew chief leans in. 2 minutes. You nod. Eyes locked into the darkness outside. Somewhere down there is a man who woke up today thinking it would be normal. Maybe he had coffee. Maybe he laughed. Maybe he complained about something small. Now he's bleeding out. Alone. Alone. You wonder what he hears right now. Footsteps closing in. Voices hunting him. Or just silence before everything ends. The helicopter jolt. Gunfire flashes in the distance. Tracers cut through the air like glowing lines drawn by something angry. You feel your chest tighten. Not from fear, but from focus. This isn't just a rescue. It's a race against time you're already losing. Go. You step into nothing. The wind slams into you instantly. Your body drops fast. The air tearing at your gear, your face, your thoughts. The ground doesn't exist yet. Just darkness rushing upward. You count. You always count. Because timing is everything. You pull. The chute snaps open hard, yanking you upright. The chaos disappears into sudden silence. Who's we now and you're breathing. Below, the terrain starts forming shapes. Broken rock, uneven ground, no clear landing. No safe path. Somewhere in that mess, he's waiting. Or dying. You steer toward a faint signal blinking on your display. That small blinking light is the only reason you're here. The only proof he's still alive. You hit the ground hard and move instantly. No pause. No hesitation. Your boots slam into rocks as you run. Gear, boon-seen, breath, burning. Every step feels too slow, like time itself is working against you. Then you see him, behind a rock formation, not hiding. Just trying to exist 1 second longer. You drop beside him. His eyes meet yours. Fear, pain, and something else. Hope. You don't think. You don't hesitate. You act. His legs are destroyed, bent in ways they shouldn't be. Blood everywhere. Too much blood. You press down. Fast. Controlled. Stop the bleeding. That's the first rule. Gunfire cracks overhead. Dirt kicks up beside you. You ignore Italiano, you don't even look. Because if you do, he dies. You work fast. Hands moving automatically. Tourniquet tight. Pressure applied. Find the source. Control it. His breathing is fading. You need access. Now, you go for the neck. Not ideal, but nothing here is ideal. Your hands stay steady. You find the vein. Good. Fluids in. Stay with me. His eyes flicker. Don't go. Not yet. Listen to me, you say. We're getting out of here. He tries to nod. You don't know if he believes you. You don't know if you believe it either. You splint what you can. Rough, fast, functional. It's not clean, but it doesn't need to be. It just needs to hold long enough. Time disappears. Everything shrinks to this moment. This man. This fight. We move now. You grab him. And suddenly, everything is heavier. His weight. Your gear. The pressure of everything going wrong at once. You drag him forward. step by step, each one harder than the last. Gunfire erupts again, closer now. They know where you are. Your legs scream. Your lungs
burn.
You don't stop, because stopping means the end. The helicopter appears low and fast through the darkness, taking fire, fighting to stay in the air. The crew chief is already reaching. You push harder. One last surge. You lift. He grabs. Together, you get him inside. You climb in last. Rounds hit the metal as the helicopter lifts away from the ground. The noise fades behind you, but your heartbeat doesn't. You look down. He's still alive. Barely. But alive. And for now, that's enough. The sound of helicopter blades is deafening, but it's the silence that terrifies you. The moments between the chaos, when you're just waiting, watching. That's where the real battle is fought, inside your own head. My name's Alex, and for 6 years, I was a combat medic. People see the movies, the dramatic rescues under fire, and yeah, that happens. But they do you and see the years of relentless training that forge you into the person who can function when everything is falling apart. It all starts in a classroom, believe it or not. Endless hours of anatomy, pharmacology, trauma care protocols. We weren't just learning first aid. We were learning to be doctors, nurses, and surgeons in the worst possible conditions with the most basic tools. They call it Tactical Combat Casualty Care, or TCCC. It's a Bible for us. Care under fire, tactical field care, and tactical evacuation care. 3 phases that dictate every move we make. It's drilled into you, over and over, until it's pure muscle memory. Then comes the physical part. You're carrying the same gear as every other soldier, plus a 40-pound medical pack. Your aid bag is your life. It's filled with tourniquets, chest seals, pressure dressings, needles for decompression, airways for kits, everything you need to keep someone alive until they can get to a surgeon. You have to be able to run with it, crawl with it. Fight wheat. Italiano. We would do mock casualty drills for hours on end. You'd be exhausted, soaked in sweat and fake blood, your muscles screaming, but you couldn't stop. Because in a real situation, stopping means someone doesn't go home. The simulations are unbelievably realistic. They use amputee actors, sophisticated mannequins that bleed and breathe, and pyrotechnics to simulate explosions. The noise, the smoke, the screaming. It's designed to overwhelm your senses, to test your breaking point. Your instructors are yelling, creating pressure, forcing you to make life or death decisions in seconds. Where's the bleed? What's your intervention? Why is he still not breathing? Every mistake is dissected. You learn to tune out the chaos and focus on the patient in front of you. One patient, one injury at a time. That's how you survive. I'll never forget my first real mission. The call came over the radio. I'd strike. Multiple casualties. My heart hammered against my ribs. All that training, all those simulations, it was all for this moment. As the chopper descended, I could see the smoke rising from a crippled vehicle. The ramp dropped, and we ran into a scene of controlled chaos. It's a strange feeling. Part of your brain is terrified, but the other part, the medic part, just takes over. You see the injuries, and your mind just starts working through the protocols. My first patient was a young soldier, barely 20. He had a severe leg injury. I remember my hands shaking as I applied the first tourniquet, but then the training kicked in. I talked to him, kept him calm, told him he was going to be okay, even when I wasn't so sure myself. High and tight. That's what they teach you for tourniquets. I checked for other bleeding, assessed his airway, his breathing, his circulation. It's a constant checklist running in your head. March, massive hemorrhage, airway, respiration, circulation, head injury, hypothermia. You just keep running through the algorithm. Time on the battlefield moves differently. Seconds feel like minutes, and minutes feel like hours. You're working on one soldier, and you can hear calls for medic from another direction. That's the hardest part, triage. deciding who needs your help the most, who you can save, and sometimes who you can't. It's a burden that never truly leaves you. On that day, we treated 5 soldiers. We stabilized them, packaged them for transport, and got them on the helicopter. Watching that bird lift off, knowing you've given them a fighting chance. There's no feeling like it. It's not pride. Not exactly. It's a profound sense of purpose. But for every moment like that, there are a dozen others that are just quiet. Long patrols, base duties, cleaning and restocking your medical bag until you know exactly where every single piece of gauze is. Even in complete darkness, you form an incredible bond with your team. These people aren't just your colleagues. They're your family. You trust them with your life, and they trust you with theirs. You share everything: the boredom, the fear, the laughs, the grief. That camaraderie is what gets you through the darkest times. The mental toll is something we didn't talk about enough back then. You see things that no person should ever have to see. You carry the weight of every person you couldn't save. Coming home is a different kind of battle. The world seems too loud, too fast, or sometimes too quiet. The skills that kept you alive over there don't always translate well back here. That's why talking about it is so important. If you're a veteran and you're struggling, please know you're not alone. Organizations like the Veterans Crisis Line are there to help. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. Looking back, being a combat medic was the hardest and most rewarding thing I've ever done. It taught me about the fragility of life and the incredible resilience of the human spirit. It showed me the worst of humanity, but also the absolute best. The selfless courage of soldiers running towards danger to protect each other is something I will carry with me forever. It's an honor to have served alongside them, to have been the one they called for in their most desperate moment. It's a heavy legacy, but it's one I wouldn't trade. It shaped me into the person I am today, and for that, I am grateful. Thanks for letting me share a piece of my story with you. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more stories about life's incredible challenges and triumphs. Stay safe out there. Not everything. Not yet. But something. Because surviving training doesn't make you ready. It just proves you might be. The real test comes later. When it's real. When no one is watching. When it matters. Because out there are no second chances. The call always comes when everything is quiet. Late still. Heavy. Like the world knows something is about to break. You hear Italiano, and you already know this one is bad. No details yet, just urgency. You move fast. Gear on, check. Weapon ready. Medical pack tight. Tonight it feels heavier, because tonight it might not be enough. The flight is short, too short. Something feels wrong. You can't explain it, but you feel it. The moment you land, you understand. Fire, smoke, shouting, bodies. Too many. You move instantly. First one, alive. Barely. You treat, stabilize, move. Second one, worse. You drop beside him, and everything slows. Because you know this one is different. You still work. Because that's what you do. You don't choose. You fight for all of them, even when you know you might lose. His breathing fades. You push harder, faster. Everything you are is focused into this moment. Stay with me. He looks at you. Come. 2. 2. Knows. He starts talking. About home. About people waiting. You listen. You keep working. You tell him he's going to be okay. You both know it's not true, but hope matters, even now. His pulse drops. You try everything. everything. But sometimes it's not enough. Thanks for watching. Egois still end just like that. No warning. Gone. You stop just for a second, then you move again. Because there are others. There's always others. Later when it's quiet again, that's when it hits. Not during. After. His face stays with you. His voice, his last words. You carry it. You don't get a choice. It doesn't get lighter. You just get used to it. Mission after mission, year after year. Some leave. They have to. It's too much. No shame. But you stay. Not because you're stronger. Just because you're not done yet. You still believe you can save the next one. And sometimes you do, and that makes it worth it. For a moment, long enough to keep going. Your body starts to break down. Joints worn, hearing fading, scars you don't remember getting, but your mind changes more. You see life differently. Everything feels smaller, except this. This always matters. You miss things, moments, pieces of life that don't come back. You tell yourself it's part of the job, but it still costs you. Everything costs something. This just costs more. Then one day you see it. A message. A photo. Someone alive, because you were there. And for a moment, everything makes sense. Every sacrifice, every loss. Worth it, because they're still here. Because you showed up. When no one else could. That's the job. Not glory. Not a recognition. Just showing up when it matters. And doing everything you can. Even when it's not enough. Especially then. Because that's the promise. Not that you'll always win, but that you'll always try. Until the end, no matter what. And tomorrow, if the call comes again, you'll answer. Because someone out there is waiting. And they don't need a hero. They just need you. Then one day, you see it. A message. A photo. Someone alive. Because you were there. And for a moment, everything makes sense. Every sacrifice, every loss. Worth it. Because they're still here. Because you showed up. When no one else could. That's the job. Not glory. Not recognition. Just showing up when it matters and doing everything you can. Even when it's not enough. Especially then. Because that's the promise. Not that you'll always win, but that you'll always try. Until the end. No matter what. And tomorrow if the call comes again, you'll answer. Because someone out there is waiting. And they don't need a hero. They just need you.